from the date of the election, any three citizens can petition the Court of Common Pleas. So essentially, I'd be happy to make a motion to do the final certification of the computation of votes, but I do want to be sensitive if any members of the public would want to make comment, but I'd be happy to.
Well, I guess to begin with, is there anything you need to add, Mark?
No, we need to follow the instructions of the solicitor, which is the word day, when not defined otherwise, does mean a calendar day. And as Commissioner Pike just went through it, the 5-day period would have ended in Center County on the 22nd of November. So the next avenue would be to petition the Court of Common Pleas.
I just want to add, I do believe that usually if there's going to be a point of contention in the election, it would have been at the hub. Just from my experience, because that's, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts going on up there. But I feel very confident in the process that was pursued. We did do the 2% count and found no irregularities. So,
Just to kind of rewind things, if these petitions had come in on the 21st, I would have approved it.
Well, it would have been required.
Yeah, without a doubt, there would have been, even to echo what you're saying, Commissioner Gershom, that we did not see any irregularities when we were active on election day, monitoring precincts on election day. So even though the citizens that filed these petitions did a lot of good work to get in here on Monday, we need to respect the fact that the election law does say 5 days, which would have concluded on the 22nd. However, that does not close the avenue for recounts. There's still the statewide recount that could be done through legal avenues, and I know that candidates are currently requesting that. And then also, citizens could petition the Court of Common Pleas to look at
Here at the
as well.
County level.
In the county level, correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
the other thing is, how many provisional ballots were cast?
362 were cast.
How many were counted?
110 were counted fully, 8 were counted partially, 244 were rejected.
Right. I just want to, for the record, and Natalie, you were at ground zero on this conversation. You were running the provisional ballot process. I think we did about as fair a job and as inclusive of a job of allowing everybody the opportunity to vote on any capacity, in any capacity, I should say, on election day. And I think we, here in Center County, I think we did it right, and we'll continue to do it right. And I think your office is very conscientious, so we'll state that for the
And the citizens did mention that the gold standard is the optically scanned paper ballots, and that's what Center County uses.
Okay.
Yeah. On my affidavit that I filed, it was a concern about provisional ballots. I was the judge of elections in my precinct. There was one person who took the green envelopes, filled them out, closed them, took his or her, I don't know which one it was, because I didn't open up those provisional ballot envelopes, and put it through the scanner. I asked yesterday, was it counted or was it pulled and backed out because it did not follow the legal process? I was told that that particular ballot was counted and they weren't going to remove it from the counts. I'm really concerned that when we don't follow the process and we can't prove that that particular person, provisional ballot was valid or not, is a problem with the one problem I personally think happened in my precinct. Other than that, I think it went really smoothly in terms of the process that day.
My only comment is it's because of the nature of our ballots and that they aren't numbered when they go through.
No, but
well, just let me finish.
Okay.
It's impossible to determine whose ballot that would have gone through. I mean,
are not the provisional ballots kept separate by precinct until you count them?
absolutely. But what I'm suggesting is once a ballot enters the machine, there's no really way to back that out or determine whose ballot that was.
No, it's not whose ballot is, because the provisional ballots have a green stripe on it. All of the others are plain. You could have pulled that particular ballot out and subtracted that, whoever that person voted for, from that count.
So, Joanne, in terms of so as the judge of elections, you're not comfortable holding up the voting or the line?
I went to wrote a note on the stuff that evening, and on the 15th, I went back and reiterated it. And when I talked to the elections office yesterday, I was told it was still counted. So I'd made basically 3 attempts.
Is that would that be a procedure for us to?
Yes, once it goes through that M100, we
Right.
don't take anything back out, unfortunately. Even like in a primary, for example, if someone was given the wrong political party ballot and it's fed through the machine, we can't take it back out. Like, I understand the conversation
Sure.
that Joanne had, because I believe on election day, I probably talked to her and told her to make note. Now, what happened beyond that, like, I can't say, but I know she and Joyce had the conversation yesterday, and Joyce did tell her, once it goes through the M100, we don't take it back out.
So I could suggest this, Joanne, if you would petition the courts to do a recount of precinct number 1, you would at that time, as you put that process through, again, this isn't legal advice.
Or would you be
but-
precinct number 5?
Correct.
5. First in our hearts. Okay, so precinct number 5. I think that would be the avenue at this point where you could essentially say, we're gonna do, I'm gonna petition the courts to do a recount because of this reason. And then when that recount occurs, we would then look at it, and I believe that after a recount occurs, it's not just it happens in thin air, the recount's presented back to us. Is that correct?
I would imagine so, yeah.
So at that time, we could
They would
then,
have to recertify our results.
and you could, I think at that time, you could say, I would want that provisional ballot removed or not counted, in some variation of that. But again, we're looking at a certain set of data, but I think, I'm hearing your concern, but I think
Yeah.
that would be the best way to address it. Precinct number 5, so.
As it is, entertain a motion to approve items number A, B, and C.
I'm happy to make the motion. The motion would be to certify the computation of votes, certify the ballot certification to the Department of State, and also the provisional ballot count report, and this is for the general election held on November 8th, 2016.
I will second the motion.
All right, moved in second. Any other discussion? Going once, going twice. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Anything else to come before the election board this afternoon before we adjourn? No? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Would you like the motion
sorry.
for?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you
Oh,
wanna-
wait a minute, we can, that's fine.
Whenever you want to do questions, it's fine.
Oh, that's fine, we can do it right now.
So why did the elections office allow the affidavits to be filed if the days were already up?
Because there was different interpretations of when the 5 days should have started.
Yeah, per the Department of State, the Department of State essentially said, if you have individuals coming into the elections office, please still take the affidavits and timestamp them so we have them for the records. But in terms of us, the elections board is then the actual board that would approve or disapprove. So it's not the elections office themselves, but they receive and then.
They're the vehicle.
Exactly, yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
And then the law that we're referring to that the Department of State is citing, is there somewhere that we can, is that posted somewhere? Where can I get a look at that?
I think we can probably share that with you. I think you have the.
Site are you
programs up there.
looking for?
Well, we can,
Everyone-
we can share that with you after the meeting.
Okay, yep,
Chapter and verse.
you got it.
Anything else?
To clarify what you were saying, they could still go to courts if you open up and do it, and then come back to you guys again and say,
Sure.
okay,
There are different avenues for doing recounts.
right?
The state mandate is if it's less than 0.5% at the state, there's an automatic recount of the full state. The second one is a lawsuit that a candidate can file. I believe that Jill Stein and another candidate on the independent ballot are trying to do that. The third one is where it could happen at the county and precinct levels. That's what we're talking about. So after we're deciding to certify these votes and not have the recount go forward that was handed in to us yesterday, we essentially, they have the option of going to the court of common pleas to take that to the next step.
So is there a difference then? Is what they were petitioning for recount of individual precincts, and now when they go to the county level, that's gonna be an individual recount of all the precincts?
It could be,
Okay.
it could be, depending on,
Because now they have more time.
Right. Any other questions? No? Now do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I will second that.
Okay, any discussion? Not? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you.